Hey, what's going on, vinyl community? It's Tim back again. So, did some digging today. It was record store day on Black Friday. Put two and two together, and guess what I've got? I got some records to show from my Black Friday dig. Now, some of this is some of the Black Friday releases. Some of this is from the sale that I went. You've heard me talk about the place that I go to a lot, Triangle Vinyl. They had a big sale today. Records $10 and over were $5 off. Records under $10 were $3 off. So definitely wanted to do some digging. Went with a decent budget and spent every penny. That's what you do, right? So first, let's get into the record store day releases. So first one I picked up was the Wailers. Now this is the replica of the original release of the Catch a Fire. So this one had a limited run when it was originally printed because the cover was very costly to make and it was very flimsy. So what you would do is you would open it and the record would be inside. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this out because this is actually a limited color, which leads me to believe they're going to do a repress of this. But I wanted to make sure I got the cover, and it is on like a clear smoke vinyl. So as you can see, it looks like smoke's coming out of that, which is pretty cool. This one I've already spun twice, and fantastic. I absolutely love it. This was one on my want list. I mentioned that because I went in with a battle plan, and it changed. What happens, right? So this was one of the ones that it changed. This is the Anthrax set, Kings Among Scotland. So this is actually a 3-disc, 3 LP set. Each one's a different color vinyl. You have more of a pink, purple, and then this blue that are all there. And I'll try to pull one out. So it's 5-sided, so the 6th side is etched. Given the first disc a spin on this one, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. What's cool about this is that they do Among the Living in its entirety. So that's the pinkish, kind of the pinkish red, I guess. The focus would cut it out. Great set. I was actually shocked at the price. So my big want was the Cannonball Adderley set, and after looking at it, I don't know, I just felt hesitant, something about it. I did do some research waiting in line, and I saw that it's getting a CD press in January for less than half the price. So I decided to maybe wait. There's the blue vinyl. Very nice there. So I decided to wait on that and kind of shift those funds that I was going to spend on, it's not going to go back in smoothly. I want to show the purple one. Spend those funds that I was going to spend on the Cannonball Adderley to this, and I'm kind of glad I did. Here is the purple, and then the etching of the knot guy. So I'm very happy I picked this up. Great set, packaged very well. It sounds absolutely amazing so far, so I'm really enjoying it. It comes with a tour book, great quality jacket and sleeves, so glad I have that, so I'll move that over there. So this was an addition. I believe the big 3 that I wanted was the Cannonball Adderley, which, like I explained, the Bob Marley, and then one other one I'm going to show you here in a second. So this was an addition, and I completely missed that it was on the list. And I have to give Frank over at Channel 33 and a third credit. He was showing off some of the craft recordings releases, and he showed this one, and I completely missed the boat on it, so I wanted to make sure I picked it up. And that's the 31st of February. So this is the one and only album they've done. Great psych, got more of a pop, like a pop psych sound. But it also has, this is the first band with Butch Trucks, who later went on to perform, obviously, with the Allman Brothers. Original presses of this go for some pretty hefty three figures, like 150 or so. Printed very well. It's like almost on 230 gram vinyl. It was, I don't know, 25 bucks. I had to jump on it. So I'm really glad I did. So you can see I left the shrink on it for now. I at least saved the hype sticker. So and the last one that was on my want list, and we'll talk about that here, is David Axelrod, and this is Earth Rot. So David Axelrod was a producer for Capitol Records. He worked for Capitol Records for a while. He actually produced Cannonball Adderley. He worked with Lou Rawls, fair amount of other acts. But in the late 60s, early 70s, he started composing more of a jazz fusion sound. It had a little bit of a psych element to it, but it was more jazz fusion. And he did 3 albums with Capitol. He did Songs of Innocence, Songs of Experience, which those two kind of played off the poetry of, you know what, I'll just go ahead and show this too, because I completed it. I completed those sets. I also picked this one up, these Songs of Experience. So this Songs of Experience and Songs of Innocence completed were based off the poetry of William Blake. Excuse me. So we'll get back to this release and I'll show that one again. This one was more of like a tribute to Mother Earth. It was done with the spirit of kind of like where the ecology could be taken. So you can find represses of this, 20, 25 bucks. But what made this one so special is that this one also comes with the disc of instrumentals. Really important to me because David Axelrod is not just an amazing composer and producer. I'll show you the gatefold here. And both are on the same imprint label that reissued the Songs of Innocence on Record Store Day, which is Now Again. Show you that label. But one of the things that's important for David Axelrod was he has heavily influenced, the hip hop community. If you think back to probably one of the more defining moments of the 90s in hip hop, Dr. Dre, and songs like Nothing But a G Thing and stuff like that, he sampled David Axelrod. What I'm listening to in the background tonight, if I can grab my cover, is DJ Shadow's first album, Introducing. Now, that album, one of the key pieces of that one, Midnight in a Perfect World, has samples that come from the Songs of Experience album, but he was heavily influenced by David Axelrod throughout the entire recording of the first album. He wanted to kind of replicate that tone that David Axelrod had done on all 3 of the Capitol records. So I already had Songs of Innocence from Record Store Day. I knew Earth Rot was coming out, and then I picked this one up in the used bin at Triangle Vinyl today. This one's a 2000 reissue, and when I say mint, this thing was in the shrink and looked like it had been played once. And if I'd be willing to bet, it was probably played by the shop owner. So he probably had a reissue come in, sliced it, and listened to it. It's on the Green Capitol, which is, like I said, a reissue anyway. So, but it's absolute dead mint. So I was very happy to pick that up, complete the set, and these albums are just very interesting, especially on a jazz fusion side. So if you are a fan of DJ Shadow, check them out. If you're not a fan of DJ Shadow, but you've heard me talk about them, you know, maybe this is up your alley. If you're a fan of Axelrod, check out Shadow. There's more there, and maybe I'll do a piece on that. So this will kick off my used run. So those were the 4 records for they released. Excuse me. This kicks off my used run that I picked up at Triangle Vinyl. Gonna kind of jump around here a little bit because some of them I want to kind of save for later. So I picked this one up, Yes Songs, and it's in decent shape. I mean, the cover's got a little, but you know, we don't play the covers. But this is a great comp to have when you're in the mood for Yes, but you don't know what you want, you know? I mean, you've got Close to the Edge, you've got Yours Is No Disgrace and Starship Trooper, All Good People, Your Move, Long Distance Runaround, Perpetual Change. This is just a great comp. So I only paid a few bucks for this, so it was worth picking up. I love Yes, and this is just one of those ones. It's like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Let's see. So something I don't pick up that often, and it's not for a lack of looking, it's just I never really find it here. The cover's got a couple issues, but you know, that's okay. Docket's back for the attack. Now, this one has a special place in my heart because this was the tour I was supposed to see them on. I say supposed to because they were opening up for Aerosmith that year, and at my show, George Lynch passed out with walking pneumonia 3 songs in. There went that. So this album's always had a we'll go special, but a great album. Glad to have it in the collection. And someone wrote $5 on there. I guess that was their asking price, which is funny because after the discount, that's what I paid. Things have a way of working themselves out. Added to my Doors collections, plural. Yeah, well, you know, that's what I do. So picked up Waiting for the Sun. This is a later repress, but it's in great shape. Absolutely glad to have this one in the collection now. So I'm trying to close in on finishing up the Doors, and while I was there flipping through and saw Strange Days, pretty much the same price. This one's a slightly earlier press compared to the Waiting for the Sun as far as the time release, but still in really good shape, so I'm glad to have that one. So there we go. Don't really feel the need to show those. Those are, I won't say common, but you know, they're more of the we've seen them around. So one that's been on my list, at least a band, and I just never see them. And when I do, you know, you see them. Like I've seen this one probably at a yard sale, at least once, and just beat. It's a popular album from the 80s, but you know, come on, people, take care of your crap. That's Tears for Fears songs from the Big Chair. So I'm really excited to have this one on vinyl. Would love to pick up their debut or the follow-up to this. Actually, anything Tears for Fears. They were just a great band. My wife was actually kind of excited that I brought this one home. So really happy to have this one in. It's in VG++ condition. The covers got a couple of issues, but again, I could care less. This will probably be my final copy unless I find something that's just mint all the way around. But fantastic. Glad to have that one. So I've got 3 more in this stack. And I say this stack because I did more. So, and I you know what? I have to apologize. I don't know who showed this one. And it piqued my curiosity, and as I'm flipping through the new arrivals, there it was, and I just had to jump on it, and that was the debut from Fever Tree. I really cannot remember who showed this one, so whoever it was that inspired me to pick this up, thank you. Looking forward to giving this one a spin. It's on the wonderfully colorful Uni label. from all intents and purposes, from what I can see, this is a first press. Now they're not expensive; they go for about 15 to 20, so that's not a bad thing. But I remember sampling it with whoever showed it, and was impressed. So I was glad to knock this one off the list of things I was looking for. Another band that I have, you know, and sometimes ordering off of Amazon is probably just the easiest way to do things, and I probably should have done that with this band a couple times over, but I never did. But I'm glad to finally have something in the collection now, and this is their release from earlier this year, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is the Gumboot Soup. Now this is the orange splatter. It's orange with red and black splatter. That's just cool as hell looking. So, looking forward to cleaning that one up and giving that one a spin. And was really excited to pick that one up. So, not to be outdone, last thing I see, and you know, it's one of those things that's like, you see it, you kind of, maybe I'll pick it up. And I come back to it, and I didn't see it again. I was like, oh, I missed my shot. I knew I should have grabbed it. And I'm flipping through where I saw it, and it had been moved. I guess somebody else had looked at it and put it back. So kind of the anxiety that I should have grabbed this set in. I'll just show it. That's Ultimate Spinach, and that is Behold and See, excuse me. This is their debut, which is really funny and confusing because their next two albums were just called Ultimate Spinach, but they had drastically different covers. Now this, if you can see that, this is the Sundays reissue. Fantastic condition. This looks like someone maybe spun it a couple of times and just decided they wanted to dump it. So this one's actually on a nice, almost hunter green vinyl, which fitting for a band named Ultimate Spinach. So we'll show that one off here. Yep, there we go. So really excited to give this one a go because I have the first release that is called Ultimate Spinach, and I love it. Great psych. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a spin, and then hoping to picking up the third. Sundays did a fantastic job with this reissue. So it actually has, looks like it had like a tear strip with the different hype stickers on there. So this one is keeping those on it as well. Very excited to give this one a spin. Just haven't had the time to really clean all these. I was messaging our good friend Steve Carlson. I had posted up something in the vinyl community page on Facebook, and said that I was early in line, and I guess I was kind of getting everybody to business because people were like, it's too cold, why are you in line? And I'm like, well, I'm in Florida, it's 60 degrees, why not? But he messaged me later in the day asking if, how I did and stuff like that, and we kind of went back and forth, and I had made the comment that I am pretty set for the winter, and I am, because that's just some of the stack. I have another stack of 15 over there that came from some of the I hate to say cheaper sections because it's all relative, right? $5 record is still a $5 record, and if it's worth $8, it's a value. If it was worth $3, you overpaid. But still some great stuff. I mean, when was the last time we've all done it? We bought an album that was $5 or a CD that was like $6, and wow, that was really good. So it's all relative. So I'm going to break that up. I'm going to show that in the second one, probably later this weekend, maybe early next week. I don't know. But I still got some other ones to show off here as well. So I'm good. I'm good for a minute. Just to give a little bit of an update, I've got a couple things I'm working on. I think I mentioned it before. We're going to be moving soon, so I'm probably going to try to slow down on the pickups and get ready to start packing these things up in the weeks to come, which is not going to be fun, and you know, it's going to hurt a lot not being able to touch my records every day, or whatever the case may be. So, but as a little bit of downtime, I'm gonna be thinking some ideas of some different videos, so I'm not always just doing vinyl hauls or collection updates or whatever you want to call them. Even though it's what I've been doing a lot of, because that's what I've been doing, is just buying crap. You know, strike while the iron's hot, and when it's cool, you're right out the way because you got a bunch of stuff to listen to. So I'm very happy with my stack today. I think I did very, very well. And you'll see some goodies in the second part of this in the next couple of days. So if you did shop today, hopefully you had a wonderful time. If you didn't, I get it. You know, a lot of people felt that maybe this wasn't enough to warrant going out for. You know, take your chances online. You might find some goodies. If there is that one thing you're looking for, let us know, because there's a few of us that are still going out there and still, you know, pulling things around. If there's something you're looking for, you know, maybe we can try to help. So with that, everybody, let's see. This is it will be Friday night after record store. Saturday morning, actually. It's really early. I need to wrap this up and go to bed because I'm exhausted. Came home and went out with the family. So, so hopefully everybody had a wonderful holiday. If you did go shopping today, it wasn't crazy, and you got everything you wanted, whether it was at the record store or not. And that's all I got. So take care of yourselves, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. We will talk soon. Peace.